Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Tsukihime, a piece of blue glass moon. So last episode, Shiki, he went to school and we met his friends, Yumizuka and Arihiko, and yeah, they were pretty good. Honestly, I like both of them. And yeah, Shiki went back home to the Tono household. So let's see what happens today. We arrived in the mansion last time, right? So let's see. I narrow my eyes at the waning afternoon light streaming through the windows. I had meant to prepare myself for the sight, but my breath catches as I look over the gigantic lobby. What astonishingly beautiful architecture. It feels like I've traveled to a different country in a different time. The look of the mansion is so old-fashioned, even the very air itself seems foreign. Even so, the lobby still feels familiar. Honestly, she looks like CL. Yeah, she looks like CL, but with red hair and no glasses. I find myself frozen as the girl who answered the door stands before me, dressed in a traditional attire.
よかった。あんまりにも遅いものですから、お迷いになられているのではと心配していたんですよ。日が落ちてもいらっしゃらないようでしたら、こちらからお迎えに向かうところでした。
The girl wearing an apron over her kimono smiles brightly.
Yeah.
I find myself speechless at this unexpected welcome. I was expecting the stony-faced man who served as my father's assistant and butler to be the one to greet me. The girl tilts her head, likely wondering at the reason for my hesitance.
四季様ですよね。
はい。様っていうのは、余計だけど。
ですよね。もう脅かさないでください。私また間違えてしまったのかと怖くなってしまったじゃないですか。
The girl wags her finger like a mother admonishing her child. She seems genuinely upset with me for having worried her, yet even so, her smile never fades, nor does the warmth emanating from her. An apron draped over her kimono, coming to greet me and calling me master. That must mean...
すみません。もしかして、ここのお手伝いさんですか?
The girl answers my question with a smile.
さあ、お疲れでしょ。遠慮せずに上がってくださいな。秋葉様がお手すきになるまで、居間でおくつろぎください。
The girl motions for me to follow her and begins walking. We move towards the hallway on the east side of the lobby next to the giant staircase. I seem to remember that the parlor is just inside the hallway. Okay, so we gotta save, I forgot. Let me save. So what do? Follow her? Call out? I guess we gotta call her out and call out to her, I mean. And ask her name. We don't know her name yet. I decide to call out to her and ask her name. I can't just be calling her Miss Housekeeper the whole time.
すみません。名前を聞いていいですか? 来たばかりで、今のうちの事情がよくつかめなくて。
I call out to her. The kimono-clad girl looks at me surprised.
琥珀と申します。このお屋敷で遠野家のご当主様に仕えさせていただいております。
Kohaku. The girl Kohaku gives a slight bow and smile. It's a lovely kind of gesture, somehow evocative of a bud blooming into a flower. Evocative. The girl leads me to the parlor. The parlor looks so much fancier compared to what I remember. It's like seeing it for the first time. Either I'm just too used to how things were with the Arima family, or they've made this room even more extravagant since I was last here. Regardless, this place feels like someone else's home. I look around the parlor restlessly.
借りてきた猫ちゃんみたいですね。お気持ちはわかりますが、どうぞ楽にしてくださいまし。ここは四季様の家なんですから。
そうですよね。
Flustered, I lower myself onto the sofa. It's pathetic how overwhelmed I've become from simply returning home. The kimono-clad girl makes her way over to a cart in the corner of the room and pours a cup of tea from it. She places the cup on a tray and carries it over to me.
どうぞ、ソチャですが。
ありがとうございます。
I can't help but feel a sense of embarrassment being waited on with such a warm smile. I think that's just who I am rather than something that comes from living with a more modest family.
アキハ様に声をおかけしてきますので、しばらくお待ちください。そうですね。おそらく10分ほどかかりますから、それまでお屋敷の中を見て回るのもよろしいかと。
いいんですか？勝手に歩き回って。
I mean, technically you live here now, so I guess it's okay, yeah.
何をおっしゃいますやら。ここは四季様のお家です。勝手も何もございません。あ、いえ、でも2階はちょっと行けませんね。アキハ様がいらっしゃいますから。1階でしたらお好きにご観覧ください。四季様にとっては7年ぶりのお屋敷ですもの。懐かしくて胸が弾んでいますでしょ。それでは。
She smiles mischievously. Please excuse me. Kohaku gives a slight bow and leaves the room.
参ったな。
My muttering echoes sadly through the extravagant parlor. Do I stay here, sitting nervously? Or do I take a look around the mansion? Oh, we got choices again. I mean, I think it's better if you just go around the mansion, right? Yeah. I think I'll stretch my legs. 10 minutes. 10 minutes, huh? Maybe I'll take a look around if I have that much time. I should have time to look around the east wing at the very least.
ここにいても緊張するだけだしな。
I rise up from the couch. I think I remember the rec room had a billiard table and a dartboard in the west wing.
おや、戻る前に立ち寄ったのだが、先客がいたとはね。
A voice calls out the moment I step into the lobby. I turn to the giant staircase to find... Jesus Christ. That guy's scary, man. Like, look at this. Yeah, he's wearing bandages in his face. My god. A strange man dressed head to toe in black.
こんにちは、四季君。塔の邸にようこそ。というのは間違いか。君の場合、お帰りというのが正しかった。
The man who, based on his voice, I'd assume is in his 30s, descends the stairs calmly. There is not a trace of a collar or collar on him. His entire body is wrapped in black bandages. He looks like he's stepped straight out of a mystery novel.
あなたは
Okay, let me lower this. I actually put this up again, but yeah, let's lower it. Sometimes it's loud, sometimes it's not that loud. New character, this guy here. Okay.
覚えていないのか。
Is that the butler?
ああ、そうか。私だよ。佐伯ゴートだ。
Goto Saiki.
君が子供の頃に何度か顔を合わせたことはあったが、このなりではね、覚えていても一致はしないだろう。
Saiki? Was there a branch family with that name? More importantly, this man...
構わんよ。キーの視線には慣れている。私は事故で顔を焼いてしまってね、ずいぶん前からこうでもしないと出歩けない体になっている。アキハにも煙たがられているが、こればかりは仕方のないことだ。彼女にも責任の一端はあることだしね。
Goto Saiki gives a self-deprecating laugh as he lifts his left hand up to shade his eyes. The glare from the skylight, it must be too bright for him.
しかしまあ、よくも帰ってこられたものだ。君のことだよ、四季君。牧久の言いつけを破って屋敷を抜け出した結果、くだらない事故に巻き込まれて脱落した。脱落。そう、脱落だ。君はご両親からの投資を投げ捨て、自らの義務を放棄した脱落者だ。にもかかわらず、こうして屋敷に戻り、アキハの兄として振る舞おうとしている。
Who is this guy? Yeah. Why is he acting like this, all high and mighty?
そんな自分が恥ずかしいと思わないのかね。
I resist the urge to confront him. The contempt in Goto's eyes is obvious, but there's no reason to escalate things further. Besides, he isn't wrong.
おや、反論はないのかな。
ないですよ。義務を放棄したのは事実ですから。でも脱落者とか投資とか家族の話にそんな言葉を使うあなたこそ恥ずかしいとは思わないんですか。
家族の話だからこそ的確な言葉を選んだんだがね。養育は一族の将来への投資だ。市井の人間はともかく、選ばれた血筋、尊い家系において個人の自由は存在しない。自由？いや、自意識と言ってもいいな。それらは成人した後、一族を背負えるようになって初めて獲得できる権利のはずだ。君は遠野の子でありながらそれを理解していなかった。アキハとは似ても似つかぬ三流だ。まあ一度地に落ちていながら帰ってくる高顔さだけは一流と言えなくもないがね。そう、睨むな四季君。今のはただの客観論だよ。私個人の評価じゃない。誤解させてしまったようだが、私は君の帰還に反対はしていない。どちらかというと賛成派だし、そもそも遠野家現当主の決定でもある。よそ者である私にどうこう言えることでもないだろう。
An outsider? He isn't part of a branch family.
佐伯家は祖父の代から遠野家とは対等の付き合いをしている。現代風に言うとビジネスパートナーというやつだ。
Okay, can we actually trust this guy though? Why is he even here?
今日は商談に来ただけでね。長引いてしまったが、色良い返事をもらえて上機嫌で帰るところだったのさ。
Okay, so he had a meeting? Okay.
ああ、この陰気な姿でせっかくの帰郷に水を差すのも忍びない。今日はこの辺りで失礼するよ。
The bandaged man, Goto Saiki, passes by me and walks towards the entrance, all the while his lips curled in a sarcastic smile. I bite my lip thinking of the word Psyche used, failure. He's right though, the word describes my place in this house perfectly. Regardless, I should go back to the parlor and calm down. I'll walk around later. I don't want to ruin my first meeting with Akiha in 7 years by feeling like this. Yeah, meet a guy like that? Very mysterious. And then he says that to Shiki? How dare you?
失礼いたします。
The girl returns exactly 10 minutes later.
四季様、何かお気に障ることでもありました？
She must be able to tell that Goto Psyche's words have affected me.
いえ、なんでもないんです。ちょっと気をされているだけで。お茶、ありがとうございました。おいしく。
まあ、お上手ですね。こちらこそ、お褒めいただきありがとうございます。
She smiles bashfully, brightening the room.
それより本題ですね。お待たせいたしました。秋葉様のご用事がお済みになりましたので、執務室においでください。
We ascend the large staircase in the lobby to the second floor. Akiha's office, the heart of the Tono family. I was never allowed to enter Makihisa's office when I was a child. A room occupied by each generation's family head. And that room now belongs to my sister. In stark contrast to the bright white of the parlor, the office is colored a dark red. Luxurious curtains line the windows. A deep crimson carpet, immaculately kept, is placed on the floor. The refined air to the room is thick with a sense of history. This is where Makihisa Tono once presided as the head of the family, and now it's where Akiha will carry that burden forward.
四季様をお連れしました。ご苦労様。仕事に戻っていいわよ、琥珀。
Okay, let's increase little sister's volume. Increase it a little bit. 75, just like the others, and then for the last time I'll increase this one. Yeah, for the last time. Sorry.
はい。それでは失礼いたしますね。
Kohaku gives me a slight bow before exiting the room. The only people left in her room are myself and two girls I don't recognize. He doesn't even recognize his sister?
お久しぶりですね、兄さん。
Honestly, she looks like Rin Tosaka. I mean, yeah, what do you call this? Type Moon, let's say Fate characters. They really look similar. The art, I mean, yeah. The dark-haired girl casts a dignified gaze at me as she speaks. My head is blank. The gears in my brain have stopped tuning or turning. All I manage to do is nod and agree. I am pathetic, though I suppose it may be understandable. She looks so different from how I remember her.
兄さん、何かこの部屋に不審な点でも？
The black-haired girl narrows her eyes as if she were measuring up a stranger.
いや。
Nothing coherent escapes my lips as my mind struggles to catch up. I'm still trying to figure out if she's really my sister or not, even though she's clearly already accepted who I am.
話には聞いていましたが、本当に体調が不安定なんですね。時間は無駄にしますが、私からの話の前にお休みになられますか？
She frowns. Her words seem to have more bite to them than I expected.
いや、体調はそう悪くない。秋葉があんまりにも変わってたんで、びっくりしたというか。
7年も経てば変わります。ただでさえ私たちは成長期だったんですから。それともいつまでも以前のままだと思っていたんですか、兄さんは。
いや、それは。
I stammer, crushed under the weight of her quiet ferocity. I feel bad after all this time. It hadn't even occurred to me to think about how Akiha may have changed. I had only thought of her as the little girl who used to follow me around. The last 7 years haven't only been hard on me, so I'm an idiot for it to only sink in now that she's right here in front of me.
面目ない。正直考えが足りなかった。でも、それにしたってアキハは変わったよ。昔より格段に美人になった。
Clearer words finally filtered their way out.
ありがとうございます。兄さんは以前とあまり変わってはいませんね。
Akiha speaks coldly, her eyes closed. Well, I had expected something like this. She must resent me for leaving the family. A silence falls over us as we take a second to study one another. I wasn't able to say anything worthwhile to a sister I hadn't seen in 7 years. Akiha stares at me with a guarded expression, inspecting me as if I were some intruder, though to her I very well may be.
まあいいでしょう。体調が良いのなら話を済ませましょう。今回の移転について詳しい事情は聞いていますか？
いや、詳しい事情は何も。いいから屋敷に帰ってこいって話だけだ。親父が亡くなったことは新聞で知ったけど。
It's not at all surprising that the death of someone presiding over a massive conglomerate would make the business section of most papers. We live in a world where a son disowned by his family learns of his own father's death on the internet. The news reached me after his funeral had already happened, like I was a complete stranger.
申し訳ありません。お父様のことを兄さんに知らせなかったのはこちらの失策でした。
Akiha lowers her head quietly. Her hair is beautiful, but that's not important right now. My wording was the problem here.
そこは気にしなくていいんじゃないかな。俺が言ったって死人が生き返るわけでもないんだ。逆に親戚筋に合わなくて助かった。
I can't imagine they would be kind to me. I mean, obviously. They're gonna say words, a lot of words.
そうですか。そう言っていただけると私も少しは気が楽になります。
I'm lucky to have such an understanding sister. A funeral is an occasion that offers closure to those unable to accept the passing of a loved one. My relationship with my father ended a long time ago. I have no obligation or desire to attend something like that for Makihisa. I haven't once thought about how I'd say goodbye to him.
でも、そうなると誰が俺を呼び戻したんだ？親父の遺言ってわけでもないんだろ。
兄さんをこちらに呼び戻したのは私の決定です。
So your sister just wants you back here?
いつまでも遠野の長男が有馬の家に預けられているのはおかしいでしょ。どんな欠陥があろうとあなたは遠野の人間なのですから。
Regardless of your defect. Damn. I accept the word defect without a second thought. My father used it often. It doesn't bother me anymore, and if anything, she's right.
お父様、遠野牧久が亡くなった以上、遠野の血筋は私と兄さんだけです。 血は守られなければいけません。お父様がどのような考えで兄さんを有馬の家に預けたかは知りませんが、そのお父様もすでに他界なさった身。理由が定かではない以上、当の指揮をこちらで監督するのは家族として当然のことでしょ。
Akiha's words are quiet but firm, as if she were shutting down any possible objections I could have before I even raised them.
監督するか。じゃあもし遠野の家に帰ることを拒否してたらどうなっていたんだ？
そんな自由はあなたにはありません。有馬の人間にも本家からの決定を拒む権利はありません。
So if he didn't want to go back, he was going to be forced to come back here, no matter what.
私も兄さんも遠野家に育てられたものです。少なくとも成人し社会的に自立するまでは、あなたは遠野家に隷属する義務があります。
So how old is Shiki? I mean, usually in animes or yeah, technically like this, 16, probably maybe 16 somewhere there. 16, 17, 15. Makihisa used to say the same thing. Parents are responsible for raising their children and preparing them for society. Just like any good business, a family can't be sending defective products to the market. It would only serve to harm their good name and degrade society as a whole. An individual unwilling to remove such a product has no right to be a parent, and a child unable to bear the responsibilities given unto them has no place in the family. Makihisa Tono spoke of this many times to Akiha, and I, almost like it was more for him than us.
親父の口癖だったな。じゃあ俺を呼び戻した理由は単に。
She cuts me off without any consideration for her poor brother, disowned by his narrow-minded father.
どのような経緯であれ、あなたが遠野家の長男だからです。それ以外に理由があるとでも？
Just another day of cleaning up loose ends for the head of the Tono family.
理解していただけて何よりです。言うまでもありませんが、私の発言は遠野家当主のものとして受け取ってください。戸籍上ではあなたは私の兄ですが、この家における上下関係はまた別のものです。兄さん、私はあなたを兄として尊重しますが、同時にこの家を預かる者としてあなたを遠野家の財産として扱います。
So how old is she? I mean, she just like it feels like, or it looks like, I mean, that they're close to age. So maybe a year younger, probably a year or two younger.
7年前のことは忘れて、私たちは当主とその家人であることを肝に銘じてくださいますよう。
Akiha speaks without emotion. This is a command from the head of the house rather than my sibling. It carries an air of cold detachment. But
それはそれでわかりやすい。はっきり言ってくれた方が俺もすっきりする。
this is the natural way of things. There's no reason for me to be offended.
私の言葉を理解していますか？私は兄さんより上の立場で、それを承諾しろと一方的に宣言したつもりですけど。
わかってるし、文句はないよ。だって、どう考えてもこの扱いになるだろう、今の俺は。むしろ、7年間好き放題に生きてきた俺に、妹としてきちんと礼を取ってくれる明葉に感謝してる。けど、明葉の考えは別にして、親戚の連中がよく納得したな。俺を有馬の家に預けろって言い出したの、 確か親戚の人たちじゃなかったっけ？
そうですね。ですが、今の当主は私です。親戚の方たちの進言は全て却下しました。この件に関して意見を挟むということは、私に、ひいては遠野に逆らうことだと明言しましたから。
I'm stunned. Even Makihisa wasn't able to ignore our relatives, but Akihika was able to persuade them? No, if anything, she probably argued them into submission. I see. Akiha has grown in more ways than one, and as her brother, it's a little terrifying.
兄さん、ぼーっとしたお顔をされていますが、何か？
ああ、いや、感心したというか、感動したというか。
当たり前です。そうでもなければ、兄さんを呼び戻せないでしょう。話を戻します。兄さんには今日からここで暮らしていただきますが、ここにはここの規律があります。今までのような無作法は避けていただきますから、そのつもりで。
おそりゃ無理だよ、アキハ。今さら俺がお行儀いい人間に戻れるわけないし、戻ろうって気もないんだから。
いえ、何があろうと戻っていただきます。子供じゃあるまいし、試す前から泣き言は結構です。それとも、私にできたことが兄さんにはできないとおっしゃるのですか？
Akiha shoots a frigid glare in my direction. It pierces through me like an icicle. There's no doubt about it, 7 years' worth of resentment is finally being blasted my way now.
わかった。できるだけ努力はしてみる。
努力はする、ですか。都合のいい返答ですね。努力をすれば誰であれ報われるとでも。私が求めているのは結果だけですので、そのつもりで。
I'm unable to form any kind of response in the face of her ruthless assault.
いいです。兄さんは今まで自由気ままに暮らしていたんですから、すぐに生活を正せとは言いません。最短で1週間、最長で1ヶ月の猶予を差し上げますので、どうぞ死ぬ気で努力してください。
I don't think I'll be getting any more time after that. This must be how Akiha makes compromises.
ですね。そこまで無茶な話ではありませんから。現在、屋敷には兄さんと私しか住んでいません。うるさ型の親戚筋がいては、兄さんも落ち着けないでしょうし、私も煩わしいので、人払いは済ませました。
Wait a second, had them leave?
お
Then
前、屋敷に居候してる親戚全員追い出したのか？
I mean, she is the head though.
ええ、どうぞお気になさらず。家と財産を失いながら何の努力もせず、お父様の温情にすがっていただけの方々です。遅かれ早かれ屋敷から出て行ってもらう予定でした。あ、使用人たちも大部分に暇を出しましたが、私と兄さん付きのものは残しましたので、問題はありません。
いや、問題ないってありすぎるだろ。そんな勝手をしまくったら、次の親戚会議でやり玉にあげられるぞ。
But this is massive. No, what I mean is, this place is massive, and you have only 2 attendants. It is a whole massive place. Are you serious?
もう、つべこべ言わないでください。兄さんだって、 屋敷の中に人が溢れ返っているより、私たちしかいない方が気持ちは楽でしょ？
I mean, yes, the people. Yeah, kick them out. Don't matter. But yeah, attendance, I mean. She's definitely right about
い
that.
や、でもだな。本当にそれでいいのか？親父だって親戚の意見には逆らわなかったのに、そんな暴君みたいなわがままを通しちまって。
I mean, that's why she's different. Oh, sorry.
そうですね。だからお父様は兄さんを有馬の家に預けたんです。けれど私、子供の頃からあの人たちが大嫌いでしたから。これ以上どうでもいい彼らの小言を聞くのはごめんです。
ごめんですって、アキハ。
ああ、もういいから、私なんかの心配は結構です。そんなことより、兄さんはこれからのご自分の生活を案じてください。いろいろ大変なことになるって目に見えているんだから。
Akiha says this curtly, forcing the conversation in another direction.
状況はご理解いただけたとは思いますが、兄さんはまだ有馬での暮らしが抜けきれていない様子。ま、それもいいでしょう。そのための使用人です。この先、わからないことがあったら、この子に言いつけて。翡翠。
Akiha, without turning, calls the girl waiting at the back of the room. The girl named Hisui, so this is different. Kohaku and Hisui takes a step forward and gives a bow. It's a polite though emotionless bow, like servitude made manifest.
この子は翡翠、うちの使用人です。これから兄さん付きの次女にしますが、よろしいですね。
So she's another one of the housekeepers. Wait, what?
次女って、つまりその。
わかりやすく言うと、召使いということです。
I don't believe it. Both Akiha and the girl look like nothing out of the ordinary has been said.
ちょっと待ってくれ。召使いとか大げさすぎないか。自分のことぐらい自分で面倒を見れるっていうか。
食事の支度や洗濯もですか？
Akiha is sure on point.
ともかく、この屋敷に戻ってきた以上、私の指示には従ってもらいます。有馬の家ではどう暮らしていたかは知りませんが、これからの兄さんは遠野家で暮らす遠野家の長男なんです。相応の待遇は義務として受け入れてください。
My gaze wanders over to the girl clad in maid attire. Hisui shows a little emotion on her face. She looks like a doll as she returns my gaze.
それじゃあ翡翠、兄さんを部屋に案内してあげて。この人は右も左もわからない子猫と変わらないようですから、この広い屋敷でいきなり迷子にならないようにね。
かしこまりました、秋葉様。
Hisui bows to Akiha and walks towards me quietly. She looks towards me, but her gaze is fixed in a way that ensures our eyes don't meet. Her steps are measured, but far from slow. I can tell she's done this for a long time.
あ、それと兄さん、長男といえど、この屋敷では禁止された事柄、立ち入ってはいけない場所があります。それを犯したりすることのないように。翡翠には兄さんのお守りも命じてありますから、翡翠の進言にはできる限り耳を傾けてください。
それ、お守りじゃなくて 監視役って言わないか。
兄さんが規則正しい生活をしてくだされば、翡翠もそんな役割から解放されます。それではまた夕食の席で。
Akiha must be busy if she can't spare any more time than this.
お部屋にご案内いたします。四季様。
Hisui moves towards the door, paying my obvious confusion no mind. I sigh as I leave the office. Okay, nice meeting with little sister. We make our way back out to the second floor lobby. The lobby splits Atono Mansion into two wings. It's like a giant bird in flight, extending its wings far in both directions. Each wing is roughly the size of a small hospital. I vaguely recall that the building is symmetrical with the same number of rooms on both sides.
四季様のお部屋はこちらです。
Oh, by the way, I forgot to increase her volume. That's why I was like, why is her voice so low? Increase it. Instead of descending the stairs, Hisui continues along the walkway, overlooking the lobby towards the West Wing. I guess it means my room is on the second floor of the West Wing. The sun has already set outside. Blue carpets line the hallway, extending in either direction. The uniform white halls, or white walls bring a castle to mind. The maid walks down the hall, lit by warm and orange lights.
なんか、おとぎの国みたいだ。
How can you even clean a house like this if you only have 2 attendants, right? No filter between brain and mouth here.
四季様。何かご質問でも。
いや、ただの独り言だから気にしないでくれ。
Hisui gives a slight bow after glancing at me and continues walking again. I don't know what to say. And that's not the first time since returning to the mansion. Floors made with expensive teak wood. A ceiling that must be at least 3 meters high. I think I can see a sunroom further down the hall. The room Hisui shows me isn't where you'd expect a high schooler to live.
俺の部屋ってここ。
Yeah, this is very big though.
はい。ご不満がおありのようでしたら、違うお部屋をご用意させていただきますが。
いや、不満なんてあるわけないけど、その。
It's way too fancy for me.
四季様。
いいんだ。なんでもない。喜んでこの部屋を使わせてもらうよ。
はい。お部屋は7年前から手を加えていませんので、不自由はないと思います。
Does that mean?
ちょっといいかな。ここ、7年前は俺の部屋だったとか。
そう伺っておりますが、違うのですか？
Wait, so he doesn't remember where he lived back then? I mean, 7 years. 7 years. I don't know. Maybe because, yeah, maybe because of the accident, right? I don't know. Hisui tilts her head slightly. I feel a little better, so she isn't completely devoid of emotion.
まあ、言われてみれば確かに。
His memory is kind of fuzzy, I guess.
少しは覚えがあるし、きっとそうだったんだろう。
This doesn't feel like my room at all, but I guess that's what happens when you've been gone for 7 years.
けど、やっぱり落ち着かないな。今朝まで4畳半の部屋で暮らしてたからさ、 高級ホテルに泊まりに来たみたいだ。
お気持ちはわかりますが、どうかお慣れください。四季様は今日から遠野家のご長男なのですから。
まあ、そうだね。せめて外見ぐらいは笑われないように頑張ってみるよ。
I set my bag on the desk and stretch. I'm still a bit overwhelmed by everything, but I don't have much choice other than to just get used to it. At the very least, I need to be comfortable enough to relax in my own space.
それと、昨夜のうちに届いたお荷物はすべて運び込みましたが、問題はありませんか？
いや、別にないけど。あ、なんか持ち込んじゃいけないものでもあったとか？
いえ、お荷物が少なすぎるようですから。必要なものがあればご用意いたしますので、どうかお聞かせください。
そっか。いや、とりあえず足りないものはないよ。もともと荷物は少ないんだ。自分の荷物って言ったら、そのカバンとこのメガネと。
The only things in my bag are my textbooks and a white ribbon I've kept for a long time.
ともかく荷物のことは気にしないでいい。こんな立派な部屋だけで十分だ。
かしこまりました。では、1時間後にお呼びに参ります。
In 1 hour?
1時間後ってもしかして夕食？
はい。それまで、どうぞおくつろぎください。
Hisui says, devoid of emotion, as seems to be her usual. But now my problem is how to kill an hour. It's just past 6. If it were yesterday, I would just play with my phone or watch some TV in the living room, but I can see the mansion having a place for people to get together and wind down.
翡翠、つまらないことを聞くけどさ。
Can he ask for a TV in this room?
この屋敷にテレビとか通信回線とかあるの？
An internet?
テレビと通信回線ですか？
Wait, she doesn't even know that? Hisui narrows her eyes ever so slightly. Even asking the question gives me a headache. Asking about modern luxuries in a decadent old-fashioned mansion like this seems wrong.
今にはありません。西館には娯楽室がありますが、こちらは鍵がかけられています。
We don't even have a TV here? Come on.
先日まで逗留なされていた皆様は私物を持ち込まれていましたが、出立される時に荷物はお持ち帰りいただきましたので、残ってはいないと思います。
秋葉が追い出した親戚筋か。逗留って誰がどのくらいしてたんだ？
久我峰様のご長男とそのご家族の皆様が1階に士官の3部屋を、東崎様のご三女とその婚約者の方が2階に士官の角部屋を、木島様のご長男が1階東館の1部屋を。皆様3年ほどお過ごしになられました。
3 years they had a place to stay. Damn.
あとは確か先代である牧久様の主治医様が屋敷に逗留されていたと聞いています。
3年もか。なあ翡翠、そういうのって逗留って言うんじゃなくて居候って言うんじゃないか？
I mean, it does really sound like just them freeloading. Their whole family's here? Even the fiancé is living here? Hisui doesn't answer. I mean, obviously she's not gonna answer then. Her position as a housemaid must prevent her from voicing her personal opinions about the guests. Regardless, if they've taken all of their belongings to them, I can't expect to find anything I can use. Makihisa hated any kind of modern convenience, so I can imagine he would have allowed them access to internet or TV. So nothing? Akiha must have taken after our father.
ま、ないからって別に死ぬわけでもないか。
If nothing else, I still have my phone. Man, you can buy a TV, man. You're rich now. You're rich again, I mean. I take it out of my pocket and check the time. But then again, if Akiha says no, and then no, it's silly to think that I was actually worried I might not get service here. It may not be much, but I'm relieved to have at least some way of connecting to the internet. I'd expected to be stuck without one, considering how out of this world this place is. Meanwhile, Hisui is silent. I don't know if it's just her trying to be professional, but Hisui doesn't speak unless it's necessary or asks something. Not being used to having a personal attendant, it's a little unnerving. I'd like to try and make her smile somehow, but it's not going to be easy.
確か1階の西館の方に書庫があったっけ。暇な時はそこから何か見繕うことにするよ。
Hisui doesn't respond. She's looking in my direction, but her eyes are fixed on the empty space and next to me, rather like a cat.
翡翠
Hisui says nothing until she suddenly returns her gaze to me.
姉さんの部屋にならあると思います。
は
Is she thinking about maybe the TV? Could she mean?
ですから
Oh,
テレビで
there.
す。
That's why she was not answering, because she was thinking, right?
以前姉さんの部屋で見かけた記憶がありますから。
Hisui says like she's recalling a memory from long ago.
よかった。ここでもそれぐらいはあるんだ。ってちょっと待って。姉さんってもしかして琥珀さんのこと？
はい。現在このお屋敷で働かせていただいているものは私と姉さんの二人きりです。
Now that I think about it, they do look a lot alike. I mean, literally, they just have the different outfit and their demeanor, I guess, and I guess their expression is different. It's like quite opposite. But yeah, I mean, it's obvious that they are related. Hisui is so different from her cheery sister. I didn't even consider that they might be related.
そっか。あの人なら確かにバラエティ番組を見てそうなキャラクターだ。
I stopped short of asking to use it, as I feel too embarrassed to go into her room. Dude, like, no one, I mean, would even try to do that. Like, can I go to your room and watch TV? Hell no.
ごめん。この話はなかったことにしてくれ。これからここで暮らすんだから、屋敷のルールには従わなくっちゃいけないしね。
I don't think Akiha would ever let me live it down if I spent my first night back lounging in front of the TV. But imagine, right, if Akiha, she had a PC, she got a TV in her own room, and Shiki didn't know. I'll act the perfect little student as someone worthy of the Tono name.
夕食まで部屋にいるから、時間になったら呼びに来てくれ。翡翠だって他にやることはあるだろ。
Hisui nods affirmatively and puts her hand on the doorknob. The door opens with a faint squeak. Hisui leaves the room after a small bow. Okay, let's go and buy a TV now. I dine with Akiha. Both Kohaku and Hisui are completely devoted to serving the two of us. Servants aren't allowed to dine at the same table as their masters. It goes without saying, but having grown up with the Arimas, this setup makes me uncomfortable. I also completely forgotten about table manners. Humans have evolved the ability to remove useless pieces of information from their minds, which means any memories I had of table etiquette are long gone. Every movement I make elicits a raised eyebrow from Akiha, It's nerve-wracking, but it does spice up our mealtime. To be honest, the idea that I'll be doing this every day from now on is disheartening. Dinner ends in silence. I was so desperate to remember my table manners, I wasn't even able to come up with any small talk. Akiha seemed displeased the entire time. Hisui and Kohaku have just finished taking away our plates when the reckoning comes.
やはり徹底的な再教育が必要なようですね。
She says plainly. The cold, cruel comment reverberates around the dining room.
誰にどのような。
兄さんにふさわしい心構えをです。
I knew it. So that's what she was thinking about while raising her eyebrows at me.
その具体的には。
まずは生活習慣の改善。夜間の外出は当然禁止です。門限は8時とします。
8 p.m.?
どのような理由であれ、外出の時は私か琥珀、翡翠の許可を取るように。
は。
Very, very strict. Yeah. An 8 p.m. curfew? How old does she think I am? More importantly, I need permission just to leave.
待て待て、それは。
休日の学習スケジュールはこちらで立てておきます。
A study regimen?
報告によると、兄さんの成績は中の中だそうですね。
Oh no. His life is gonna change now.
まったく。相変わらず効率よく手を抜くのだけは得意なようで。
とんでもない。俺はいつだって全力だ。
ですが、この屋敷にいる間は本気を出していただきますから、そのつもりで。兄さんはやればできる人なんですから、お体のことを考慮しても、学年3位以内は当然でしょ。
My sister is painfully overestimating me. And it's scary how much she knows about my grades.
他の習い事はもう少し落ち着いてからにしましょうか。それでは兄さん、本題のあれを出してください。
はい。
What does she mean by it?
あれといえばあれです。
What?
あるでしょう。兄さんのズボンにも若者の象徴のような汚らわしいあれが。
Okay. The way they're saying it, but yeah, it's probably the phone. Yeah, most likely the phone. She's referring to the phone.
それを隠さずに出しなさいと言っているのです。
What is this?
いや、ますますわからない。これが上流階級のすることか。一般市民を何だと思ってるんだ、お前は。
ですから、携帯端末を出してください。
Yeah.
兄さんだって持っているんでしょ。
なるほど。
Suddenly he changed his tone. Naruhodo. I take out my phone from my back pocket. As soon as I place it on the table, Hisui wordlessly takes the phone and gives it to Akiha.
これは没収します。当家ではこの手の電子機器は禁止です。健全な学生には不要なものですから。
It's so hard to live here then. No, if, let's say, yeah, Shiki got used to life as, yes, a normal person, right? And now everything is gone. No TV, no internet, no phone, no nothing.
電話ならロビーの備え付けのものを使うように。調べ物がしたいのでしたら、図書室をどうぞ。
Akiha cuts our one-sided conversation short and leaves the dining room. I find myself stunned into silence for the 9th time today, I guess. I was never super attached to my phone. I mostly use it for texting and to check news when I had some free time. Though, like most people, I consider it a basic necessity. It's another reminder of how strict the Tono household really is. I mean, banning phones in this day and age. True. It's just a phone, yeah. Like in this modern age, Like, how can you contact people much easier? It's easy, I mean, yeah. To contact people because of phones. Easier to check news and all the other stuff. I return to my room now that dinner is finished. It's just past 9:30 p.m. I spent about 2 hours in the dining room in the end.
お帰りなさいませ、四季様。
Hisui greets me as soon as I enter my bedroom. I see my bed waiting for me, neatly made. She was a step ahead of me, it seems.
ありがとう。
寝巻きはそちらのものをお使いください。着ていらしたお洋服はそちらのカゴに入れ、廊下に出しておいてくだされば助かります。
A wicker basket is placed at the foot of the bed. I assume if I put my dirty clothes in here and place it in the hallway, then Hisui will clean them for me. This is starting to feel even more like some upscale hotel.
何かご質問はございますか？
Hisui stands there as still as a statue. I have plenty of questions, but it dawns on me that I know very little about Hisui or Kohaku.
あまり関係ない話なんだけど、いいかい？
はい、何でしょう？
翡翠と琥珀さんがここでどんな仕事をしてるのか知りたいんだけど、どうかな？
私が四季様付きで、姉の琥珀は秋葉お嬢様のお世話をさせていただいております。お二人が留守の間は屋敷の管理を任されていますが、それが何か？
お世話って、やっぱりそういうことか。
My shoulders feel heavy. Akiha explained everything like it went without saying, but I'm just a normal high school student. I don't have much interest in being waited on hand and foot by a girl my own age.
四季様付きってことは、俺専用の使用人ってこと？
はい。何なりと申し付けてください。
Hisui bows deeply. My chest tightens with guilt.
わかった。秋葉のあの言いぶりじゃ俺を一人にはしないだろうし、そもそも俺の気持ちの問題で君を解雇させるのは良くはないと思う。ありがたくお世話になるけど。
何か特別なご要望でもあるのですか？
そんな大それたことじゃなくて、その四季様っていうのはちょっと。俺はそんな柄じゃないし、正直に白状すると分不相応すぎて首根っこをつかまれた気分になる。
ですが、四季様は私の主人です。
そうは言うけど、俺は今日まで普通に生きてきた身なんだ。帰ってきただけなのに、同い年ぐらいの子に様付けで呼ばれる生活とかちょっと難しい。
Hisui seems nonplussed.
俺のことは遠野さんとか四季さんでいいよ。堅苦しいのはなしにしたいんだ。こっちも君を翡翠さんって呼ぶからさ。
Hisui, though otherwise expressionless, lowers her eyebrows and bites her lip. Man, I wanted to make things easier for her, but it looks like it may have had the opposite effect.
ですが、あなたは私の雇い主ですから。
俺が雇ってるわけじゃないだろ。
失礼ながら、それは同じことです、四季様。私どもは遠野家に仕える者。ご当主様もご親族の方も、共に尊ぶべき主であることに変わりはありません。ですので、どうか私のことは、翡翠とだけお呼びください。お仕えする方に敬称で呼ばれる使用人の心境を察していただければ幸いです。
Hard to argue against that. Her answer really does fit that of a manor servant.
俺にできないことをやってくれるんだから、ありがたがるのはこっちなんだけど。
Arguing would only serve to trouble her further. I'll refrain from voicing my own opinions on the matter for now.
呼び方、翡翠でいいんだね。
はい。何としてもそのように。
Her please has a bit of punch to it.
わかった。じゃあそのように。でも、俺に対してあんまり堅苦しいのはなしにしてほしい。お姉さんの琥珀さんにもそう伝えてくれるとありがたい。
はい。シキ様がそうおっしゃるのなら。
Hisui lowers her head gracefully. Alright, looks like we got a long ways to go until we can talk casually. Hisui leaves the room after bowing. The moment I'm alone, a wave of exhaustion crashes over me. A lot happened today. My body is crying out for some much needed rest. I turned out the light and lie in the bed. It is so dark. I can tell I sleep like a rock. I tried to fight against the sleep creeping in. I can't sleep like this. Me personally, like it's way too dark, man. I would have the light open. Probably. I'm somehow able to keep my eyes open, but it's a losing battle. No matter how hard I fight, I fall deeper. That's just how the human body is built. I stare at the ceiling, still in the space between consciousness and sleep. Back after 7 years seeing family again, it still feels like someone else's house.
でも、帰ってきたんだろう。
I say, trying to accept everything. My consciousness slips away as I sink into a deep slumber. A mansion on a high hill, far away from the bustling of the town, like an island surrounded by the sea of trees. I come to the conclusion the instant my eyes close, it's like a prison. What's gonna happen now? I awake suddenly. Nobody woke me, nor did I hear a sound. It just happened, seemingly for no reason. I wonder how long it's been since I woke up in the middle of the night. I get up feeling like I've forgotten something. A shiver of unease creeps over me as I exit my room. I start down the hallway in search of a glass of water to slake my thirst. Oh my god, so dark. This is the true horror. The long moonlight hallway lies before me. The night is totally silent. This all feels so familiar. I must have done exactly this when I was younger. I find myself wandering the stairs aimlessly, yet not. What is that? There is a hidden section of the mansion. The stairs connect not only the first and second floors, but also to an attic by way of secret passage. It seems even the people living here have long forgotten this place. The room once used for storage shows no trace of anyone having used it in years. Despite our being midway through October, it's unseasonably cold tonight. I rummage through the room hoping to find a blanket. An old cabinet catches my eye. I open each drawer. I find some odds and ends, but little of note. There's nothing worthwhile in the drawers. Even the giant chest I open has only a few scattered stones inside. A badge, a few trinkets, a pair of binoculars, all things a child might collect. Among them, a single thing stands out different from everything else. What is that? Was that I don't know, like yarn? Stained bandages, sealed in a clear plastic case. They are rolled up neatly but so old that they could never be used. There is nothing here. Okay, bandages. I shut the drawer and start back to my room. Wait, was he crying? Hey, you saw his... Is he crying or is he sweating? What? Upon exiting the room, I realized my cheeks are wet. I wonder, could I have used this place when I was a child? Honestly, his memories is so bad, right? He doesn't... I think he has missing memories for some reason. Yeah, like look at this. He doesn't even remember that. No. We'll do it later. Day 2. But yeah, Shiki definitely has memories that he's been missing. Probably, his memories now is only like the 7 years, but his memories way back then, maybe it's not completely forgotten, I mean, but let's just say it's a little bit fuzzy, I guess, right? So, where did we end up today? There's a lot. Okay. Oh, by the way, you can just go back here, right? Also, this guy we met earlier. So I guess if we didn't leave the room, we would not meet this guy. Okay, so it's only one route now. One straight, I mean. I guess we didn't have any choices anyways. So that's why. But yeah. I guess we're gonna take a break here for now. And we are gonna continue this and do more of Tsukihime, A Piece of Blue Moon, in the next one. So I'll just see you then, guys. Bye-bye.